we grew up a little too fast. I miss the days that we chill and relax. Where did the time go? It all passed, now I need to go back. I had no worries but always had plans. The only thing I did was pick out the trash. Now it's much harder to laugh, hard to get up and not work on my craft. I need inspiration, don't need no validation. No more medication, just try some meditating. I don't need you to save me, feel like all of you hate me. Everything's been so hard with all the situations lately. I just need to numb the pain for
This is James, I love Tallboys on my heart.
On vacation, I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain.
We are here with James, and James, you guys are going on a big bike ride today, right?
Yeah, the FDSR Big Bike Bash.
Yeah.
First one we've done. Unfortunately, had some people have to drop out and do stuff.
Sure. So what's so those of you might have seen the videos before. They do the 3 or 4 Detour. It's a very hardcore ride here in Marion County. Kind of goes to Mon County, basically West Virginia.
Yeah.
Northern West Virginia. So you guys might have seen some of those bigger bikes whenever I did media the last 2 years. But James, tell us a little bit about the difference between taking out one of these compared to taking out just like a normal adventure bike, dual sport bike.
Yeah, it's definitely a steep learning curve if you've never done it before. These things weigh an ungodly amount. So, for example, like my KTM 500 weighs about 238 pounds loaded up. This one's 571 pounds.
Wow.
So the thing is, you have to be extremely cautious, but it's also a good time. Whenever you can take something like this up trails, you take a little KTM 500 down. Sort of satisfying.
So one thing I noticed is that I can kind of keep up a lot of times whenever we're on those trails if I'm riding it real hard. I gotta be wound all the way out. But I just feel like there's something that's a little more comfortable about these though, right?
It is, especially like if you got some connecting roads, some gravelers, and that's right to get to the trail. This you can't beat having something big and comfortable like this. I've got heated grips, heated seat.
Oh wow!
It's kind of like a Cadillac. Now, when you get into that hardcore stuff, though, that's when your struggle starts. It's all about carrying your momentum, making sure that you take the time to really set your line choice up before you ever even get to the obstacle. And I like to ride it your miles.
Okay.
Just kind of chugging around stuff. But if you try to go wide open on this thing, it's going to hurt you greatly.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So when you're going up to like a log or like a large boulder, what's the difference that I know you said you take the line, you pick your line right ahead of time. But what difference is it whenever you're like trying to pop over that, having this much extra weight?
It's all about body positioning. You have to get way farther back than you would say like a single cylinder bike. But these things have the power to still pull that front end up. So that's probably the one advantage is just the amount of power that you have. And this Africa Twin, for example, like it keeps its weight really low, so it doesn't feel top heavy like a lot of other adventure bikes do. But it's all about body positioning and kind of preloading your suspension and coming up on the obstacle with not a ridiculous amount of speed like you would a single cylinder bike, but those principles still apply. It doesn't matter what kind of bike you're riding.
And a whole lot of commitment.
Yeah, total
commitment. you gotta fully commit.
If you hesitate, you're going to end up underneath this thing.
Yeah. Why don't you tell me a little about what you guys are doing today, where you guys are going, what's going on?
So this was the idea of us. We're kind of idiots anyway when we go do our own thing, and I wanted to be an idiot on the big bike. A lot of the guys in the club now have kind of transitioned to that point where we've got a hardcore single cylinder bike, and then we have bigger adventure bikes to kind of do everything, because if you get a single cylinder bike out on some of these gravel roads and long rides like that, it gets kind of monotonous and not very fun. But me, like I said, I'm an idiot, so I wanted to take the stuff and the single track stuff that we take the hardcore bikes on, and that's where the idea for the big bike bash.
Yeah, and what are some places that you expect to hit today?
So we're going to be doing a lot of the western side of Marion County. We're going to hit right out here towards Fort Hill, up north of Bellevue. We're going to Reesville and up what we call Hell's Hollow, kind of parallel Route 19. Work our way over into Mannington. There's some good fun trails over there in Mannington. And this will be a really good day to scout for some of the stuff that I want to run in the 304 here later this year. So that's the main goal.
Okay, well, you guys, there you go. You might get a chance to see some of this stuff later on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. Because I feel like every year, like the 304 has kind of gotten like a little bit more.
Yeah, that's what we try to do.
Yeah.
We try to improve it every year, get some feedback from people that show up and let us know what's good and what they didn't like, and tweak it to the ability. If you stay the same every single year, it's going to be stagnant.
Sure.
If you come back, so we try to improve.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, but there's people that come from out of state
Yeah, we
for
have
that,
guys
right?
coming from Florida, Indiana, New York, New Jersey, all over the place.
Yeah, so I mean, don't be scared to come check it out, right? Because like you have on that Saturday, you have the hard ride,
Yeah,
and then on Sunday,
Yeah, so this year we kind of switched up a little bit because the nomenclature is getting a little confusing. We're going to call it Saturdays run the Enduro Loop.
Okay.
It's a little more
Short.
Yeah,
Sure.
it kind of gives you a little bit better idea what you're getting into. And then Sunday's Easy Loop is going to be the adventure. So you got a bike like this, or maybe you're just starting out, that's a good way to do that. And then at the same time, we're also going to do an intermediate loop, and we're calling it the Dual Sport.
Okay.
Sunday. So it'll be a little mix of everything and good for those people.
I want to get on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get on that one because last year I had a blast on the Easy Loop, and it was like you said, it's perfect for especially these bigger bikes to just do like a Sunday cruise.
Yeah.
Like my favorite part is everybody that like helps run the event was in Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah.
You know, it's laid back.
That's
laid back.
That's Sunday's theme. Everybody's got its Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. All right. Well, you're gonna be seeing a lot of James, here in the very near future. So I look forward to kind of seeing what all we're doing this year, and I'm looking forward to seeing how my riding improves.
We'll get you there, buddy.
Yeah,
Just keep coming back with us, and we'll torture you until you're good.
That's, I think I'm happy to hear that. So
All right,
appreciate it, brother.
Thanks, man. See you.